Hey y'all, it's Gucci Me Lee, and we are going to do another reaction video today. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. And today's video is the question stands: do women abuse their power as mothers, and are fathers undervalued? And we're gonna see what both parties say, and I really haven't watched much of the video, so let's get right into it.
Do you think women abuse their power as mothers, and are fathers undervalued?
Certain women, yes. Oh my God.
I'm sorry to pause this so soon, but I hate that. When I ask you a simple question, say yes or no. Some women, a majority of women do this. Just say yes. You know, it's so hard for us to answer the question sometimes. Like, we always got to do that exceptions and all this stuff. Like,
certain women do abuse it, especially with child support. Oh my God. My brother, for example, he might hate me if he sees this, but anyways, yeah, he paying child support for a child he don't see, and he got joint custody. The mom is bitter. They broke up. He got a new girl, so she won't even let him see his daughter. Like, wow. But he's paying child support, and he hasn't seen her in years. I'm like,
if you do this to your children, if you deprive your children of seeing their father because of how much you hate their father, and their father has done nothing to them, as in beat them, molest them, put them in bad situations, if their father has done nothing like this to them, you're a disgusting person. And I don't care how you feel, you're a disgusting person. Seriously, you should feel disgusting about yourself, because for you to deprive that child of their father is very disrespectful. Mind you, they're already statistically at a default of being having problems in school, of going to prison, and of having depression, having anxiety, having all these other issues because they're not in the home. Now you want to add on to the statistics even more, so you won't let them see their father and have that in their lives. You're a disgusting person. You're very disgusting. And I hate baby moms like this. You're disgusting. If you don't let the child's father see their children, you're a disgusting person. I mean, aside from, like I said, the exceptions, you're a disgusting person. If you just don't like that father, if you don't like them, you shouldn't have slept with them. You shouldn't have had a child. You shouldn't have did that. Like, it's your fault, so deal with it. Deal with the consequences. You might not like them, but your child likes their father, so deal with it.
That's not, like, a lot of women abuse it. That absolutely, that is definitely true.
That's crazy.
So I'm a mother.
Yeah.
And I do not abuse my power. That's one of my main things with my daughter's father. And it's more like, listen, just do what you're supposed to do. And when I feel like you're not doing what you're supposed to do, we're going to communicate about that. And you're going to be tight, but it's going to happen. Like, for example, not that they're underrated, but let's put it like in a statistical standpoint, right? This is like article that came out for New Jersey. And let's say it said in total, it takes about $253,000 to raise a kid. And it breaks it down in percentage. Let's say it says 70% is house, 20% is clothes, and like 16% is childcare. And everything totals up to 100, obviously, right? When you look at the aspect that the other parent is covering, let's say in my instance, like literally in my case is the father. Like, he is only paying for, like, let's say childcare education. That report said that's 16%. So you kind of labeling yourself that, and I'm taking on that 84% heavily, Like, I'm taking that. So for when, it's not that it's underrated, but it's 50-50, boo. Yeah. So if you're not even giving, not even comparable, you're not even giving me 40. You ain't even giving me 30.
So when income tax season come in, he get 50% of that child?
How? What you doing?
So you see what you said there? If we doing 50-50, then I should have 50% of rights to that child, down to the penny, down to the cent. If we got to split a day, you get 12 hours this day, I get the next 12 this day, because it's 7 days in a week. We splitting down the middle, 50-50, everything 50-50. And a lot of women, y'all don't want to do that, I'm telling you right now. Y'all don't want to do 50-50 for real in real life, in real time, because it's not beneficial to you. It's really not. So be smart. Be smart. And just stay with the dude. You know, don't break up a happy home. And if you don't agree with me, okay.
But it's not even a conversation we can have because there's a part in his life where he thinks that that's enough, and it's not. If you look at that, you divide that percentage by 18 years, like it's like almost like 14K for a kid. So if you're only covering 16%, this 84 is looking beautiful.
Okay, but all right, let's say besides the finance part, right? If let's say his finance is not up to part where he's given what he's supposed to be given, right? Do you take away
his privileges?
His privileges of seeing or doing it? Is it still full access?
It's 100% full access because we made that child. Even though there's different tiers to parenting, and if you're messing up in the finance, cool, but it still doesn't take away that you're that person's father. So it is not my selfish intent to say I'm gonna take.
No, this is not directed to you, by the way.
No, I'm saying using my example because I am a mother, and. For me, it's like, I'm not going to take that away from you because...
Right. So I don't like that when women, like when it comes to statistics and majority, women always want to point themselves out as an exception, or people in general just want to point themselves out as an exception. For you to say that you're an exception means that what I'm saying is factual, because you're not going to point out the exception if this is normal. You know, I'm not going to say, well, everybody else does it but me. If not everybody else is doing it, I'm gonna just say no. Well, not everybody else is doing it, so that's not factual. A majority is not doing it, so that's not factual. But you always got to make yourself an exception, don't ya?
So many tiers to parenting. You might suck at this one, but at the end of the day, it's not about me. It's not about you. It's not about us. My daughter loves her father. So to me, it's like I am never any scenario where there's money. I will take care of it. But the point is like, if that is what keeps her with him, if that she grows up with those memories, that's priceless for me. I will take any type of sweat, anything. But for her to grow up with that, if that's what you're getting, that's what you're getting because your family's important. Like, there's really some shady things out here, and what you need is some real valid relationships with your family. So I give it to her. She can have it any day. He could call whenever he wants. I don't care who I'm with. If I'm with my daughter, I'll pick up that phone. I don't care what. I don't care who is around me. That's your child, and y'all will never restrict that from you.
That's dope. I can respect that.
Yeah. Shout out to you.
And we're not talking about undervalued fathers like them dudes that just want to be around trying to, he worried about what his, kid's mother is doing and only want to be around to find out what his kid's mother is doing, because there's a lot of those dudes out there and they want to act like they're fighting for their kids. I just want to shine a light that, not all these guys is out here doing the right thing. They only want to be there to see what other guy is there, to ask the kid what's going on, to be nosy. So we're not talking about those. We're talking about the fathers that, want to be there or take.
Okay. So I get what he's saying. Like, dudes not really interested in their children. They just interested in who their child is around. But to a certain extent, he has the right to know who his child is around. If you have a partner and I need to know, I need to do a background check on this person if you haven't yet. Because this person is around our child. And you might think you're by yourself, but you have our child. You have my child. So if I would drop them off with anybody else, I would want to know who my child is around. So I need to know who my child is around. And that goes vice versa. And women do the same thing. Women do the same thing. Women want to know who their child is around respectively. They should. So I don't really see anything wrong with that. But if you're just around the mom to be nosy, to see who the child is around, and you really not caring about the well-being of your child, then yeah, that's wrong. That's not right.
To school, find out if they did their homework. You know what I'm saying? Who can't, or some men that can't provide as well as they want to for themselves and the kid at the time. You know what I mean? Because it may be harder for some men out here when you're a single parent. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like some mothers get more, help from, either government or other situations where a man, once you're out there, they're not going to help you, and you get no benefits from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, or no assistance for it at all.
Yeah. I feel like fathers are undervalued in this society, but I feel like they brought it on themselves, you know what I mean? Because we're changing the narrative, you know what I mean, in this generation, but
Yeah, I've seen that with fathers.
Up until this generation has been bad, like fathers haven't been there. So I feel like the narrative is changing, but hopefully how much credit fathers are getting these days will change as well as, you know, you progress and shit. But yeah, I feel like they were undervalued, but we making a step in the right direction. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I feel like the answer to both questions, because I know, I'm not saying this happens with a majority of women or mothers, but I do know a lot of situations.
Okay. What I've seen is a lot of women with bad mouth single fathers, and I'm not sure. I've heard this on some other shows. I'm going to post the statistics down below, but it's showing. I believe it's showing that men are actually better at raising children than women. Like single fathers are better at raising children than single mothers, because you have to look at it in this standpoint. Women, we run off emotions majority of the time. I mean, biologically it's us. I accept it, and that makes me who I am, is running off emotions, but controlling those emotions helps me as well. Men are more logical, and you might have to mind too, we have a lot of hormones going through us each month. So men don't have that. Most men, majority of men, do not have emotional issues like we do, as in a lot, ups and downs, crying, happy. A lot of men do not have those issues. Most men are logical thinkers and not emotional thinkers, and so a child can get used to that. Very easy to get used to someone is like this, rather than a mother that's like this. You might catch her, you might not catch her, but rather this. So it is actually shown that men are actually stepping up and are better at raising children than mothers. Even though we are the nurturer, we do offer that standpoint of emotional connections and stuff. But that's why it is great for two. But as in a single parent, preferably the father. But you're not gonna like that. You're not gonna like that.
I know people personally that's going through that situation, and they fighting, like, you know what I mean?
Oh my
and they
God.
don't know what to do, because, you know what I mean, the baby mother is so bitter, you know what I mean, that they don't know. Sometimes they be crying, breaking down, like, I want to be with my child, I can't.
That's exactly what it's like.
I see that all the time, and it's easy for a woman to go on social media and be like, well, his father ain't doing shit, because you're not letting him do nothing, like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's easy for you to play the victim.
He's not doing what's making the mother happy.
Yeah, and I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this is the majority of the women. I'm just saying that there's some women that's out there definitely taking advantage of, the situation at hand. And then the situation with our fathers undervalued, absolutely undervalued. I had several conversations with women, and they think the father is there just to support financially. Why do I need a father? Like, he ain't giving me no money. There's more to being a father than just finances, and I think women associate being a father with just finances, and that's where they got it messed up, because nowadays women, they don't need the father because they have all this assistance, like government assistance. Like that's why they're like, I don't need you. I could just get this government assistance, and the government is going to be,
also,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
father, like,
not to.
And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna leave it alone. This is how what he's saying, I feel like is valid. I have a aunt, a family member, no names involved, but she knows who she is, had like 10 children, or like some umpteen children. Well, the reason she stopped having kids is because welfare said at a certain amount, we're not giving you any more assistance for the kids that you have after that. And she stopped having kids. Now, what does that say? And none of them really know who their father is, because she out there like that. But she don't care if they know their kids or not. I mean, if they know their father or not, because the government is giving her that. And once that government said no more, she said no more kids. So that just shows, that goes to show some women's motives.
I'm not saying this is an excuse, but a lot of these women were raised without having a father. So when they get into the scenario where, you know, the man is not there for their kid, they feel like it's not needed, or they have that attitude towards it. So
well, if you want to know if fathers is undervalued, just ask any woman, what does she think a father means to a family, and just listen to her response. If the first thing that comes out is, well, he got to, you know, pay money. If it's just finances that they talking about, not like, you know, discipline, you know, like
molding that child,
protection, like, you know what I'm saying, like leadership. If it's not other things along with that, then that lets you know that they only see fathers as monetary. Like, you know what I mean?
True.
I feel like that's the issue. Like, you know, so. Anyway, we're gonna have to wrap this up.
That was very good. Reason I say it was very good, I loved her response as a single mother. I really do. That's something I can respect. She doesn't see just him as a cash cow. She said whenever he wants to see his daughter, he can see her. If he called me, I'm picking up. And honestly, I like that. I don't promote single parent households, but I do like that. Oh, sorry y'all, he just woke up. I had to go get him. I can't leave him up there like that. But yes, this was just overall respectable. And I mean, I feel like men have to be fathers have to be more valued. It's really sad. I've seen women withhold visitation just because of money issues, and it's like, girl, you're being paid by the state. He has to work for his money. Are you serious right now? So, you know, that's really my thoughts on it. You just let me know what your thoughts on it are, and also men need to be better valued, because I need my husband. I do. For discipline, because this boy not gonna listen to me. For discipline, for structure, for things that I can't tell him, I'm not gonna tell this boy how to aim. Are you serious? So he's needed. Men are needed. Women are needed as well, but men are needed, and they need to be better valued. And that's all I really got to say. If you have any comments, concerns, list them down below, and I can get back to you within the hour, baby, because I'm on that time. And if you have any suggestions, just list them down below, and I'll be happy to go ahead and review those as well. But as always, stay Gucci. Toodles.